Hey everyone, it's your friendly neighborhood Lambermang here. Welcome back to another VR video. Now, unlike the last few videos, this one isn't going to be about Windows mixed reality, as you may have already guessed by the title above. This one is about PlayStation VR, and it's about Skyrim on PlayStation VR, which has just come out today, and it has been a lot of fun. And I've been curious to see how well it holds up on PlayStation VR. Now, this game is also coming to SteamVR sometime next year, they've said. Bethesda has said early next year. Don't know, that could be 3 months away, that could be 6 months away, who really knows? And so a lot of people are like, should I buy it now for PlayStation VR, or should I wait for the SteamVR version? Because PlayStation VR does have a lot of limitations. So that's what this video is about. This video is going to be a little bit of a review of the gameplay mechanics and the tracking technology, and this, well, basically the headset itself, how well it plays the game. And is the game fun to play now, or should you just wait? Should you just wait until it comes out on SteamVR so you can play it on your Vive or your Rift or what have you? So I hope you guys enjoy the video. It is going to be a little bit different from the last few, as I said, but I hope it's just as informative. Alright, so before we jump into a mission proper, we're going to have a little play around here with some of the mechanics. Some of the combat mechanics, the movement mechanics, etc. So we'll start by talking about Locomotion. So when they first started showing off Skyrim for PlayStation VR, the only Locomotion option they had was teleporting. As you can see, there's like this little button in the middle of the controller. It's a nice big thick button. If you hold that down, you could point where you wanted to go and you teleport there. Now if you're playing on a DualShock controller, you could just move around normally with a joystick. But teleporting was your only option on the Move controllers. They've since changed that now, so you now have the option of teleporting, or you've got a smooth locomotion method, which is where you hold down the button and then you head in the direction that you're pointing. Combine this with the snap turning, because it's only a 180-degree tracking setup, and it is a lot better than just teleporting around. So you've got options for people who like teleporting. People who get sick from smooth locomotion can just teleport. People who don't get sick like me can use smooth locomotion. There's also options for field of view reduction for when you're moving around or for when you're turning. So you can turn either of those options on if you need them. But I'm kind of used to this, so I don't need those options. So that's movement. Oh, you've also got a jump button. So you can press that and jump. Once this comes to SteamVR, the Locomotion will probably be a bit better because, well, all the SteamVR compatible headsets and controllers have some sort of directional input on their controllers. These Move controllers, you're pretty much limited to a bunch of buttons and the triggers. So imagine once it comes out for SteamVR, you'll be able to use like the Vive's touchpad, and you'll be able to strafe while pointing forward. It would probably be like onward style Locomotion. One issue where it is going to be a lot better on SteamVR than on here is when you have a shield equipped. So if I were to grab my shield, let's grab it. Okay, so the shield has a deactivated state where it's sort of semi-transparent, and then once you rotate it towards the front of you, it becomes solid. That's when you can actually block things. So when it's like this, you can move around normally. However, once the shield becomes activated, your movement speed goes down, which is, you know, that's not a bad thing. The problem with this though is that, well, when you activate your shield, you do it by turning your hand to the right. So if you want to go to the right and you don't want to use your shield, well, you're kind of out of luck there. So as soon as I point to the right, like, okay, let's go right. Oh, now it works. Oh. Yeah, okay, so if you want to go to the right, you can't just point like this, because that'll slow you down. You gotta rotate your hand as well, so your shield's kind of like that. Which is a bit strange. If you hold your hand normally and try to strafe right, activates the shield and you go super slow. Once you have some sort of directional input on the controllers themselves, you'll be able to strafe by just sliding your thumb. You won't have to point. You can strafe while you're pointing forward. So you won't have to worry about the shield activating and you all of a sudden becoming slower. So that is a little bit of an annoyance, because if you want to move around, but you want to keep your weapons drawn, you kind of got to deactivate your shield. And it's a bit of a pain to be constantly activating and deactivating that as you need it. There's also the fact that it's only 180, Once you're on Vive or SteamVR, you'll have proper room scale, and that's going to be a whole lot better. But snap turning it doesn't get in the way. In some ways, snap turning is kind of better because you don't get tangled up in your cord. Hopefully the option for snap turning stays in the SteamVR release, because I kind of like it. Okay, so we're going to jump into some weapons, but before we do that, let's talk about the tracking of the controllers themselves. They could be better, they could definitely be better. This optical tracking setup is not the best by a wide margin, however it does seem to work quite well. A lot of it depends on how far away you are from the front camera, because the camera doesn't have that great of a field of view. So right now I am about, I would say 1.5 to 2 meters away from my camera. And let's see, I can stretch my arms out to like arm's length and it's still tracking. I can go to about my waist and then up above my head a bit. So I've got a decent amount of space to move my hands around. With the headset itself, I can actually turn around and do a full 360 because it's got lights on the back for some positional tracking. You just can't use your hands in the full 360 because of your body occluding your controllers from the camera. But when it comes to swords, and let's grab a sword here. Let's grab the Iron Greatsword. When it comes to swords, this is more than enough to do. Oi, get out of my way, Lydia. This is more than enough space for all sorts of sword combat. Now it's kind of flickering around a bit. I can't tell if that's because of the tracking quality of the controllers or if it's just because of the frame rate. Because I believe this headset is hitting 60 frames per second. I could be wrong on that. Oh no, that's definitely 60 frames. That's another thing, is that if you're sensitive to lower frame rates, you're better off waiting for the Vive version, the SteamVR version, once there's a version that can hit 90 frames per second, because, I mean, I don't find any issues with 60 frames per second. Some people might be more sensitive to that though. So let's talk about archery. Where is my bow? So archery works generally how you would expect archery to work in a VR game. You got your arrow in one hand, your bow in the other, you pull back, you let go, simple. Now, if you've played any archery games on SteamVR before, you may know that there are two popular ways of controlling your aiming. There's the way that the hand that holds the bow does all the aiming. So for example, for this, I can move my hand around all sorts of crazy, and the aiming is based purely on the position and rotation of this one hand. The other hand is just used for the power of the bow. I'm not exactly a fan of that type of control method. I do much prefer the type where you pull it back and it uses like the angle between both hands to aim your bow. Unfortunately, there is no option for that control method in Skyrim. Now, the good thing about the PC version, the SteamVR version, is that people are definitely going to be making mods for it. So hopefully somebody makes a two-handed archery mod for it. As it is, I can aim with this. It takes a little bit of practice getting used to this method, but it's worth pointing out that it's the only method in the game as it stands. Now another thing is the tracking quality. So, as you can see, there is a little bit of jitter. It's not too bad actually. It's not as bad as I thought it would be. I mean, you can see the jitter here because, well, it's kind of, the arrow is working as kind of like a bit of a lever, with the pivot point being your hand. So while it does jitter around a little bit, it still is generally good enough to be able to aim at things and hit them relatively accurately. This is probably going to be better on the SteamVR version. Let's just pinch all these arrows, because the tracking on the Vive and the Rift are both significantly better, and on Windows Mixed Reality. The tracking on those hand controls is definitely a lot better on the PlayStation VR. But I haven't been finding the tracking to be getting in the way of the game itself just yet. We will play a proper mission and do some proper combat, and we'll just see for ourselves how it is. But so far I've been finding it good. And last but not least, we have magic. Where's the magic? We'll grab the flames. You just point and shoot, which is, you know, simple. There's not really all that much to it. There's not going to be much difference between the SteamVR version and this version. Most of your aiming is going to be in this sort of area anyway. I mean, you could do some fancy stuff where you aim behind your head. These controllers can do that. You've got a limited space for tracking behind your head as well. Because unlike the Windows mixed reality headsets, because it's still an external sensor, while you have to deal with body occlusion, you do have some space behind you to track in. So let's find ourselves a mission to do. Let's just hide our weapons. We don't want to go accidentally setting anybody on fire. Let's also take a second to talk about the resolution. So the resolution on this is, I think it's roughly equivalent to the resolution on the DK2, so it is lower than on the Vive and the Rift and, well, everything else. I'm not finding the resolution to be too much of an issue because what it lacks for in pixel detail, it more than makes up for in world detail. Unlike most VR games, which are indie games, like, there's nothing wrong with indie games, of course. I mean, I'm an indie developer myself. But when you're talking about a AAA game, and the amount of resources and people they have to make something this fleshed out, this like so detailed, like level design, visual design, audio design, it all just comes together and you have this really awesome experience, which I would say more than makes up for the resolution. The resolution doesn't really hinder the game that much. It's more of, it would be nicer if it was higher. Alright, let's jump into the map. I want to show you the map because it is really cool. So, it's taken the map from the original game, but now you're floating above it. And your locomotion is still the same. You can hold down the action button, point where you want to go. That little beam of light represents where I am. But man, it is so much fun, like floating above the whole world of Skyrim. It is pretty cool. I really hope that on the PC side, once this comes to SteamVR, there's a mod for the normal PC version of Skyrim that marks all the roads on the map as well, and I hope that mod comes to this because the map is a whole lot more useful once you know where all the roads are. Ah, there we go. Wreck of the Ice Runner. What's the quickest way there? Our quickest way there is to pretty much walk and swim a little bit, so we will do just that. Oh, that's not going to be good. That was not as much damage as I was expecting it to do. Oh look, some friendly little mud crabs. Oh, we got a big one of those walrus thingies. Let's try and stay away from that. I seem to recall having great difficulty in fighting those way back in the day. Ah, that looks like the boat we're looking for. Alright, who we got here?
Yes?
I don't know. Who are you?
You're the one who put out the fire in the lighthouse, right?
That might be me, yes.
That was good work.
Oh, why, thank you.
Geisha's in the hold of the ship. Go down 2 levels. Until next time.
There we go, that's who I'm looking for.
My brother told me you were coming. I'm supposed to get... Ha! I'm afraid the loot's already been moved. You've been useful to the Black Bloods, though. You've earned a quick death.
Oh dear, here we go. This is a bit of combat. This is more like it. Nope, that's the wrong button. Let's get the sword out. Heck yes. So, yeah, combat's pretty much just slashy. Not too much complicated there. Nothing there I really want. But we're going to have to fight our way out of here. So let's grab some Oh, let's do some magic. That'll be fun. Got a shield. Got some flamey fists. Oh, that is so much fun. Oh yes, I seem to have set the water on fire. Does that make sense? Hey! Oh, there's my magic meter. Cool. That's magic that's not too complicated. Let's switch to the bow. My bow is the favorite. Well, my bow is my favorite. So I'm going to use that for the rest of this mission. Oh, that's a pretty cool shield. Can I pinch that? Imperial light shield. That's an empty chest. Alright, we got a bunch of people. We're going to have to fight our way through up. Oh, right there. Oh, that's a cool shield. Let's grab those. How am I for health? I'm good on health. The bow seems to be a lot more powerful than I remember in this game. I'm not sure if that's just because of the difficulty level I've got it set to. Because I haven't got that fancy a bow. I've got a Forsworn bone. And just some of their arrows as well. I do have a bunch of steel arrows as well, which I should probably get out as well. Items. Weapons. How many? I got 111 steel arrows. That would definitely get the job done. Alright. Here we go. Where is everybody? They are gone. There we go. There's one. Am I actually hitting him? There we go, I hit him. I just wasn't accounting for the arrow drop properly. I don't think. What you got on you? Gold, lockpick. That's all I care about. Oh wait, some arrows as well. Arrows are always good. Okay, where to from here? Broken Ore Grotto. Alright, where are the people? I'm gonna have to go inside, aren't I? The front door? No. Okay, where is everybody? Search the barrel for... Oh, got some potatoes. That's not really loot, is it? Oh, it's right there. I walked past it. It's a cave entrance. There we go. Finally, this is the kind of place I've been looking for. Alright. Okay, that's a lot bigger than I was expecting it to be. Let's see if we can get some sneak damage on this dude. Too high. Is there anywhere I can hide? Not really. Oh well. So much for sneak damage.
Now you're mine.
Oops, that was the wrong person. Ugh, my aim is horrible. Got to get used to using just the one hand on the bow. Iron shield, nope. Gold, I will take that though. Have you got gold? Not much. Not a particularly rich person, are you? Not anymore, you are.
I've never seen anything quite like that.
Ah, missed him. There is no... Oh, there is a lever on this side. That's good. That's good. Because that is where I have to go. Oh, hello. How did I not see you? I can see you this time. Oops. You want his gold. That's it.
Can't hide from me. Show mercy.
Oh, it's you. Actually, let's switch to... For this, we'll just switch back to a single-handed weapon and a shield. for these last few dudes. Let's grab... I don't have a single-handed weapon, do I? The Axe of Whiterun. Grab that, and a... It's under apparel, isn't it? Imperial Light Shield. There we go. Come on. You can't get through the shield, can ya? Oh, apparently you can. Oops. Not good. Oh, I actually died. So much for that shield. I don't entirely understand how shields work in this game. I think if you get hit by a heavy attack, it disables the shield or something. Got him. Well, that was a horrible shot.
Now you're mine. Damn, you won't get the best of me.
There we go, there's one.
Over here.
Two. Oh, there's so many right beside me I didn't even notice. Come on.
Yield, and I lay still.
There we go. Oh, right in my face, hey?
No more. I yield.
Nope.
I yield.
No yield. What the heck is that? What on earth am I looking at here? Oh, it's his tail. What on earth happened to his tail? Ah, good old Bethesda games. Gotta love them. Smithing increase. That's good. Hey, I've leveled up once again. Actually, the level up area is really cool. So, unlike most menus which are still flat, they took the whole constellations in the sky and made it proper 3D for VR. Let's go for more health. Health is always good. So, yeah, you've got all the different options. Let's go for, what's a good one? Two-handed could use an increase. Yes, I do want that one. Yeah, so you can see the other leveling up paths, the other constellations. It's a pretty cool layout. I'm going to leave this one here. I think that's enough gameplay to show off just how everything works. Now, I don't think this is going to be too much different from the version on SteamVR. I mean, your main differences are going to be that you don't have to rely on snap turning, you can do your 360 turning. The visuals will hopefully be better. They may just port this version over, I don't know what they're going to do. They haven't shown off any of the PC version yet. But on the plus side, you have mods in the PC version. So, when it comes to the combat, the shields, the one-handed combat, all the melee combat and the sorcery is fine. Archery, I would like that option of two-handed bows. Again, I hope that's something that is added in with mods on the SteamVR version. Aside from that, tracking seems to be good. Resolution, while not as good as a Vive, is still good. And while the SteamVR version is going to have a few benefits over the PlayStation VR version, this is really fun as it is now. I would say if you have a PlayStation VR and a SteamVR headset and you're tossing up whether to get this now or if you just want to wait, I would definitely consider getting it now because it is very fun on this platform. They've made it work with the limitations of the PlayStation VR, and it's just crazy to see this sort of really well-built world put into VR and to wander around and explore and like spend hundreds and hundreds of hours. I can see myself spending so much time playing this game. I may even do like a proper Let's Play series of this as a fun little aside to all the more tech testing oriented videos that I do. But yeah, if you're tossing up whether to get this now or if you want to wait until the SteamVR version, the SteamVR version still hasn't got a proper announce date. It could be coming in 3 months, could be coming in 6 months, nobody knows yet. We've just got a vague early next year. I mean, you'll also have Fallout 4 coming out next month to hold you over. But if you really want to try this game, I would say, yeah, it's worth getting on PlayStation VR. The PlayStation VR tech isn't holding this game back much at all. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'll be going back to doing some more Windows Mixed Reality and SteamVR videos soon. I just wanted to show off this sort of comparison, comparing to what Skyrim VR on PlayStation VR is like, what it could be like on SteamVR, because while the game is new, I was really excited for it, and it is really fun to play. I would say it's the closest thing VR has to a killer app or a killer game so far. Bethesda has just done really well porting this whole game over to VR. I'm honestly surprised. If there's any other games you would like to see me test out, be it on any platform, while I'm still going to have a focus on Windows Mixed Reality, I do want to start playing some more games on other platforms because, well, I have most of the platforms, it'd be a waste not to use them. But on the Windows Mixed Reality side, I have a video of Gorn coming to show off some melee combat on the controllers. I am also going to be doing a video on 11 table tennis. I'm going to be doing a video on that because a few of us are curious to see just how well the tracking on the Windows Mixed Reality goes with momentum from outside of field of view to inside with table tennis. That'll be a nice test of the controllers. And as I mentioned earlier, I might be doing a proper Let's Play series of this as a little side series because this game is so much fun and there's like so much to do in it. If you guys want to stay up to date on any new videos that I upload, well, that's what the subscribe button is for, so I would heavily suggest you consider pressing it. It would make me happy at least. Once again, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hopefully I will see you in the next one.